story time. Alright, so I got to turn my radio off. Okay, so quick story. Basically, I am a sophomore in college, and I have been going to a community college so I could transfer to a 4-year college. The community college I decided to go to is a local one, and it's my last semester there. Previously, I had moved out of my parents' house, gotten my own place, did a whole bunch of, stuff on my own, right? So, this is all the backstory, right? We'll get into the story in just a second. Here's another little fun tidbit. I'm a 4.0 student. Okay, 3.5. And last semester was my first semester on my own. But I'm on a GI Bill, so it should all be covered. Yes. So, now for the story. Semester ends. Last semester ends. Sorry, I'm doing this selfie style. Last semester ends. And I'm like, awesome, winter break, rock on. Right? Yeah, sure. So we went on tour. My friend's band went on tour. And we went on our Christmas tour all throughout Tennessee and everything, and it was lots of fun. Shout out Pulaski. So we get crazy busy, and I'm checking my email, my school email, left and right, waiting for an email to tell me when school's gonna start back up, because it doesn't say anywhere on the freaking website that school's gonna start. I don't know, whatever. So I asked my brother when he's going back to high school, and I just figured, well, since he's going back to high school on the 9th, my college can't start much sooner or later than that. So I'll just go up there since nobody will answer their phones. I called 200 times to ask, over winter break and everything. And I understand, it's winter break, there's nobody there. But there's a week after winter break, right before school starts, where teachers are actually on campus, right? No, they weren't there. So I keep calling my advisor, and she's on vacation. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just wait till she gets back from vacation. She never got back. She quit her job. So, I'm like, what do I do now? I never got an email telling me when school started back up. So I said, okay, what do I do? So January 9th rolls around, and I walk my little happy butt into the student center. I go in there, and I'm like, when do classes start? And she goes, 3 days ago. And I said, what? What? I was like, so, cool. It's like, so can I get my classes? She goes, yeah, who's your advisor? And I said, Dr. Martin. That's obviously not her name, but Dr. Martin. She's like, oh, she's on vacation. And I said, yes, I know. Is there any way I can get my classes set up? Because I've been waiting for an email, and I've been getting nothing but stupid surveys about how, do you like the student center's chairs? How do you feel? How do they make you feel? And pointless information. And so she's like, alright, well, let me get your classes set up. So she sends me to an advisor who I've never even met. And he's a younger dude, and he sets my classes up. But he basically tells me that all the classes are taken because of the late enrollment. Totally understandable. I only need 4 classes in order to keep my scholarship. These 4 classes I need, I could repeat 2 of them because I failed 2 classes last semester. He was looking at me weird. So I said, sure, I'll just repeat those 2 classes. And then I will continue on, because I withdrew them last semester, because I took them online and my computer crashed in mid-semester. It was great. So I was like, alright, sure, I'll just come back on the last day of enrollment, and I'll pick up some classes that other people have dropped. I said, okay, sure. So that's what I did. Okay, so I get there, and if you're familiar with the GI Bill, the GI Bill, pays for everything, right? Hang on. pays for everything. And that guy right there, he keeps looking at me really weird. So it pays for everything. It pays for books. It pays for tuition. It would pay for room and board if I had it, if I needed it, but I don't. But it pays for it. The only thing it doesn't pay for is stupid fees the college puts on that they quote-unquote call building fees. These building fees are not paid for by the college. By the scholarship. But if you take online classes, you still have to pay the building fee even though you never set foot in a building. So, okay, so they raise their prices every year at this certain college that I'm talking about. My first semester, it was like $20. That's it. My second semester, it was like $50. My third semester was $100. This semester, it was close to $300 for 4 classes for a building fee. And they didn't tell me this from the get-go. They didn't say, oh, you have a GI Bill, just so you know, you're going to have this fee that you're going to have to pay. They didn't tell me that, and I knew I was going to have the fee, but I didn't know how much. And I kept asking and asking and asking, and nobody knew. So I was like, okay. So I went to the cashier, and I said, hey, here's my student number. I need to know how much money I need to pay and by what day I need to pay it by. And she says, oh, it's going to be like $268, almost $300. And I'm like, all right, I get paid this much a week. I get this much a week. I got this many bills. That's not possible. And she says, oh, well, if you hadn't have enrolled late, then you would have known this by now. And I said, no. No. So she gets all sassy with me, and I get sassy back, and I'm like, no. So then she says, okay, well, it's due by the 19th. I said, sure, no problem. So, I came up with the money next week, I came up with the money, and it was really hard. I had to borrow money from my boss. It was pretty weird, but that's all. So I get the money, and I bring it to the campus, and I said, here's the money that I owe you. Can I get my books with my scholarship now? And she says, yes. So, today, yes. And I had called up the day before and said, I'm on GI Bill, can I still get my books? Yes, you can get your books. Any time of the semester, you can get your books. And I said, good. My scholarship will pay. Yes, your scholarship will pay. Okay, cool. Went to the bookstore, and I said, hello, can I get my books? And he looks at me and he says, if you're on student aid, absolutely effing not. And I said, what? I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, well, can I at least see what books I'm gonna be getting? And he goes, I'm not authorized to pull up your schedule at this point in the semester. And it's like week 1. And I'm like, okay. He goes, you should march your butt up to financial aid and get your schedule and talk to them because it's not my problem. And I'm like, oh, okay, great talking to you too. So I was ticked. So I get in my car and I'm like, I'm going home. I'm not dealing with this crap today. I'm going to go home and I am going to, deal with this tomorrow because I have a class tomorrow and I'll just deal with it then because I'm in the system now. Don't really, I'll need my books, but I'm sure I can get away with not using my books for a few days. No big deal. I get in my car and I get to so the way my campus is, there's 4 driveways. So I pull out one of the driveways and I start to go this way and I see the sign and the sign says buy books today. And I said, what? I can buy my books today? Really? So I got I got mad and I was like, screw that. So I swing into the next driveway and I pull up into the admissions office and I said, I need to speak to someone in charge. I'm done. I am ticked off. I'm done. And she's like, what can I help you with? And I said, here's the deal. I'm on a GI scholarship. And I explained the whole thing to her. And I'm like, that rude ASS over there, that rude ASS, whatever. That rude ASS over there keeps telling me that absolutely effing not, I am not buying my book today if I'm on financial aid. And he didn't even let me get a word in. And I've been calling 2,000 times saying, hey, I need to buy my books. I'm on the GI scholarship. Can you let me have my books? And they go, yes, 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 every time. But then I get on campus, which is a 45-minute drive for me, and I'm told absolutely effing not. So you can fix the problem because I'm tired of dealing with it. Poor girl. She goes, you should talk to the VA girl, 1 second. So then she takes me to this office, and I talk to another lady, and I tell her the exact same thing, right? And she tells me, she goes, hang on 1 second, let me see your student ID. And I'm like, okay, I give her my student ID. She types in the number, and she's like, oh, you're on GI Bill. Hang on 1 second. She gets on her phone, she's like, hello, hey, Gail, hi, I've got a young lady up here who, she wants to buy books today, and she's on, the GI Bill. Okay, I'll explain that to her. And she goes, okay, Emily, at this point in the semester, it's important that you realize the importance of terminology. And I'm like, what do you mean this point of the semester? This is the first week of the class. Like, at this point it's the second week, obviously, but nothing's happening in any of the classes because I don't know if it's like this for anybody else, but like my college, nothing really happens the first week and a half, and then it's like you dive in. I don't understand. But like nothing's happening. So what do you mean this point in the semester? Like, this was the day that transcripts were sent out to other colleges. This is the day that all this stuff is happening. And I got ticked off. And I'm like, she goes, well, see, you're late and all this stuff. And I'm like, I wouldn't be late if your stupid admissions office would send out their important information. But wait, since she's part of the admissions office, I was ticked off. I was like, if you would send out information that's actually useful to students instead of sending out stupid surveys, like, do you wish we had caramel mochas or would you rather have vanilla mochas in the cafe? Like, stupid information like that, we don't need emails for that. We need emails saying, guys, just let you know, class is going to be starting January 6th, not the 9th. Just to let you know, you cannot buy books after the 10th. Just to let you know. Like, that's important information, and they don't tell anybody that. They don't even post it on their website. You could scroll through their website, and you don't see any information that revolves anything that actually has anything to do with education. You see stupid stuff like, oh, in DeKalb County right now, you're going to be seeing the Sweet Tea Sisters in DeKalb County this weekend. Some other city that's not the city that this college is actually in. Buy tickets on our college website. It has nothing to do with education. It has nothing to do with anything. And it just ticked me off. Like, I was ticked. So I, like, went off on her and I, like, served her so hard. And she goes, I understand. I hope you have a great semester. And basically, like, sees me out of the office. And I go over there to the bookstore and I said, hello, I would like to purchase my books now. And he goes, hi, sweetheart. Hi. Can I get your student ID? And suddenly, he has a copy of my what's the word? Schedule. Suddenly has this report. A copy of my schedule. Clean copy of my schedule in his hand. And he gets my books and he enters in my code and there we go. I have all my books for the semester. But then I'm pissed because he forgot one. So now I have to go back and get that other one. You know, it is what it is, I guess. So, that was my little story time. I just wanted to, you know, try this because maybe it's more my style. Who knows? It's a crazy world. So, that was my story time. I hope you enjoy it. If you'd like to see more of me, you should subscribe and like, and I will, you know, hey, I like the story time thing. Like the whole one and done. Yeah, it's great. So, who knows? Might be my new story time. I got lipstick on my drink. So that's my story, and if you'd like to see more of me, then you can subscribe, and you can comment below if you'd like to know any other stories. So I will hope you have a great day. Bye.